Hi guys, my name is Tasia and I work at Garland Nursery, and this month for Little Sprouts you guys are going to get a carnivorous plant, so a plant that eats bugs to grow, and the one that you're going to get is called a Venus flytrap, and today I'm going to tell you how to take care of it and where they came from. So Venus flytraps come from North and South Carolina. So what happened is there were a lot of plants growing in really wet soil that had no nutrients. So it had none of the fertilizer or nutrients that plants need to grow. So what the plants had to do is they had to figure out how to get their nutrients somewhere else. So they adapted over time and started learning how to catch and eat bugs to get their nutrients. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna show you guys is the fun part, how the plant eats the bugs. So each of these Venus flytraps, inside you can kind of see they have 3 little hairs on each side inside of the plant there. Maybe you can see them, hopefully. So these little tiny hairs act as triggers. So what happens is when a bug is flying around and touches those little hairs that are on the inside there, that triggers the plant to close the trap. So I'm actually going to show you guys today how this works. So when you feed your Venus flytrap, first of all, the biggest rule is you don't want to feed them more than once a week. So only 1 bug per week, and a lot of times they can actually catch bugs on their own and you don't always have to be the one to feed them. But if you feed them too much, it's gonna kind of impact their ability to grow, and that's gonna kind of stunt them a little bit. And so when you do feed these, you want to make sure that you have a bug that's still alive. And what I did here is I took a little fly and put him in a cup in the freezer for just a tiny bit so that it would kind of stunt him a little bit so that I could hold him. So what I'm going to do is I am going to place the fly right in here, help push it in a little bit, and you can see how it closes up around the bug. So what I did when I put the bug in there is I kind of pushed it towards the middle of the plant so that it would touch those little triggers and tell the plant to close up. So you guys want to make sure you need to feed them live bugs, and you also want to make sure that you don't feed them cooked meat or anything like that. Like, they don't want hamburger or anything. They really want big fat bugs like flies. You don't really want to feed them teeny tiny bugs like ants because they don't have a lot of nutrients in them. So then after the plant has eaten the bug, what will happen is it will open back up and it will still have the dead bug inside. So what happened is the plant was able to get all of its nutrients outside that it needed from the bug, and so what's left is the outer skin of the bug. So you want to just leave that there. You don't want to touch it. The biggest rule with Venus flytraps is you have to be very careful to make sure you don't stick your fingers in there to make them close up when there's not a bug, because each Venus flytrap, so each little trap, can only open and close so many times, and so they can only open and close like 5 to 10 times, and then they start to die, which is why you'll get new ones starting to grow up that will replace them. So when they start to die, they'll kind of look like they do right here. They'll start turning black, and you just don't want to touch them anymore. And then when they're done dying, they'll look like this. So you can see that the whole entire stem is black. Now, it is very important, you don't want to pull the stem out because it will kill the entire plant. The plant is too sensitive. So what you want to do is cut them with a pair of scissors right here. So you want to keep your Venus flytrap in a sunny window inside of your house. And it's really important to remember that over the winter, the plant is actually going to go dormant. So the whole entire plant will look like this with the brown, dark, brownish black stems. What you want to do is leave them alone, don't touch them, and in the spring when it starts to warm up a little bit, the plant will start growing again. So over the winter, it is good that your plant will look like this, and you just want to leave it alone. So like I told you guys in the beginning, these plants are used to not having any fertilizer or nutrients in the soil. They get all of their nutrients from the bugs, and they're also used to living in really wet soil. So what you want to do is get a little saucer to put underneath of your plant, And then you want to keep just a little tiny bit of water in the bottom. You don't want to put a whole lot of water in the saucer, but you always want a little tiny bit of water in there. The most important thing is that the water needs to be rainwater or distilled water. They can't have normal water from the sink. It has too many nutrients in it and it will kill the plant. So what you can do is set a cup outside and let it collect rainwater. We've been getting rain the last couple of weeks. Or go to the grocery store and get a bottle that'll say distilled drinking water. So thank you guys for listening to my video. And if you forget any of this information, each plant will come with a tag, and on the back of it also has really good instructions that I told you guys today. So thank you and good luck with your plants.